Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Symmetria. So, it has been a fair amount of time since I've been able to play on here. Been really busy at work, been sick for a fair amount of time, finally getting over that. So hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff done here today. So there's a couple of things that I want to do today. One of the first things is I think I'm just going to tear this thing down. Now, the original plan was to make floating islands for our base. I think we're going to go with kind of a more steampunk look, which means we will be putting some things up in the sky later on. But this is really ruining the look of the area, so I think we're going to tear this down right away. And then we have a couple of things we need to work on. One of them involves the barn and our livestock. So we need to figure out what style of farm we're going to use for these guys and get that set up in there. And the other thing is setting up our farms for sugarcane, cactus, whatever else we're going to put in the factory here. So I want to get a few things figured out, but first I'm going to tear this thing down so that the base looks a little nicer. So yep, I'm going to get to that, and I'll be back in a little bit. Well, I am not sure what happened, but I went to move my villagers here, and one of them just vanished out of the boat, and I have no idea where he went. I tried relogging, and he didn't show up, so I have no idea what happened to him. So, yeah, you have an empty boat. Like I say, don't know what happened. But, got an idea of what I want to do for these farms now. Originally I was thinking maybe I would go with Impulse SV's very simple animal farm that works for versions 1.11 and up because of max entity cramming. But I got to thinking that that is just too simple for what we are doing here in our base. We want something that looks a bit more mechanical, has things actually happening in it. So instead, we are going to be making a little bit older farm, but one that works nonetheless. And I'm kind of hoping it works with fences. Now, I know it works with iron bars, but I'm hoping that it works with fences. So one of the first things that we need to do is put a dispenser down. And a dispenser will allow water to be shot out of it. And I just realized I don't have any signs. So, whoops. So thankfully we do have everything to make signs, even though I have a bunch of them back in the little storage area. But then we need a sign on each side of this, so we are going to need to put a few blocks here. And also, I think we may need to get some glass as well. But we're going to fill in the sides behind here. And yeah, I think we need that one filled in as well. And let's see here. We need just a little bit more stuff here. And I don't think that I have the room for it. Maybe I can. So we will go like that. We need at least one redstone torch, but I'll make two of them. We're going to do that. Now that will set that off. But the way that we want this to work, rather than setting it off with a lever or a button or something like that, we are going to use a pressure plate. And there is a very simple solution to how to do this, and it is a dual edge detector. Now, a dual edge detector is kind of an interesting one, but the way that it works is to send out a pulse when a redstone signal first turns on and again when it turns off. Now, what we need for that is to clear out a little bit of space so that we can see what is going on, and we're going to put a block right here with a torch on its side. Now that's going to turn that back off, which does not do anything to the dispenser. So going into this block, I don't have any of my redstone supplies. What is wrong with me? Well, let's go grab some redstone stuff. And yes, we are going to be doing a lot of redstone through the course of this episode. So yeah, if you don't like redstone, I'm sorry. So let's grab some dust and blocks too, just so that we have what we need. And let's get back over here into the barn. Come on, let's go. So what we're going to be doing going into that cobblestone block is a comparator in subtraction mode. So now what we need is a little bit more room under here. And then we need some dust. So we need a dust there, and we need 2 dust here. On the side here, we need a repeater set to 1 tick, and a repeater set to 3 ticks. Now this is actually a dual edge detection circuit right here, these 6 blocks. When an input is put into these 2, it will flash once. When the input is turned off, it will flash again. So what we're going to need to do is put some redstone there. And now this is where it's going to be a little bit difficult. Now we need some type of a way to have the redstone signal go down into these without being able to connect between them. Because what we can see here, if I clear a little of this out, is if I put a redstone signal to this, let's say, well, let's put this in there, and we'll see this will flash when I get on. And I can't seem to get off of this stupid... There. Okay, so now when I get back off of there, it will flash again. So this is the way that I want it to work, but the problem is, in order to connect these 2, we would need a redstone dust underneath here. Now, if I supply a redstone signal to this via the pressure plate, we will find out it turns on and then it stays on because this repeater is feeding itself. So we can't do that. So one solution to that is to put repeaters again on each side of this, but I don't want to have that. So I've got to figure out another way to move a signal down without having pistons or anything like that. So I know that half slabs will allow a redstone signal to go down. Let me try that real quick. So we'll make a few... Actually, let's make some cobblestone half slabs. We've got tons of cobblestone on us. Let's get the water off of our hotbar. I don't want to be putting water on redstone. So we'll do that, and then we will place the redstone here. Now that should allow it... Actually, no, that will allow it to go up and not down, won't it? Yeah. Wrong direction. Let me think about this for a little bit. There's got to be a way to do this. Alright, so I finally got this thing to work. Now, I made a couple of mistakes in the initial placement, and so that changed how the redstone had to be done. So originally I was planning on putting the pressure plate on this block. That doesn't work, because we have to be right up against the farm in order for breeding to be able to be done. So the idea here is very simple. We're going to be putting animals in here, and they're going to go right into this little space. Now this space will hold our adult animals. When we step on the pressure plate, the water gets dispensed and the adult animals will start bobbing up and down. So what we can do then is just hold, not that, just hold right click, and it will allow us to, no, my redstone. Goodbye, my redstone. Maybe not. just one dust. Amazing. So, yeah. But so what we need to do is to just come up here and we hold right click, and all of the animals that can breed will breed, and then the babies will be produced in this area. Well, they will get pushed out to the sides and fall down into these smaller areas on the side, which we also need a block there to contain them. And we'll go ahead and put one there. Now that will stop us from getting back out. And goodbye to my axe. Oh well. But so how does this redstone work? So we come down, the pressure plate is on top of this block, and we come down into here. Now you can see on this side we're not connected, it's just going down here. So from here we go into this repeater, but this redstone also powers the block, which then is picked up by this repeater, powering just like it should. Now here we go down and then back up with a half slab. So what this allows is the redstone will go up a half slab but not go back down. So on the opposite side, our redstone doesn't flow backwards and self-feed the circuit. Now over here I have a redstone torch underneath here, and then this is just a spiral of redstone going around here. Now when we break this with the block, it now is putting this redstone into this block, which has another redstone torch on top of it that is hidden behind here, and that powers the dispenser long enough to throw out the bucket of water, and then when we step off of the pressure plate, the water is picked back up, the animals stop bobbing, everything stops. Now the only disadvantage to this farm is we are going to be manually killing the animals. Now that can also be considered an advantage in that we will be getting experience from it, and we can possibly use a looting sword as well. But so the next thing that I need to do, beyond covering this and making sure there's torches down there, is to set up a rail line from the cattle pen over here and bring the cows over and start dumping them into this breeder area. So we pretty much have this set up. Now I'm going to duplicate this exact breeder on this side, and I think we're going to set that one up for pigs. So yeah, I've got a little bit of stuff to do, and I'll come back, and we got to get these guys somewhere safe too. So I'm going to work on that, and I'll be back. Well, I thought I would come down to the commercial district and just have a look around, see what was going on. And I'm sorry to say I spent a lot of diamonds. So we have bought a few things. I went ahead and bought a shulker box from this one over here. 3 diamonds for that. So in here we have 6 mending books, 16 slime blocks, an elytra, and then we've also picked up a diamond sword with sharpness 5, unbreaking 3, looting 3, sweeping edge 3, and mending, and a diamond pickaxe with efficiency 5, silk touch, unbreaking 3, and mending. Now there's one other thing that we have picked up, and that is in my ender chest, and that is a beacon for 10 diamonds. So we are down to only 42 diamonds plus 5 ore. But another thing is I spent a little time at our wither skeleton farm, and I've got 3 wither skeleton skulls myself. So definitely going to want to be getting another beacon here. But right now, I've pretty much explored everything here. We've got books, we've got concrete, we've got all kinds of stuff. I don't remember what these guys are. Records, what was this one? Nether stuff? No, not really too interested. I guess I haven't been over here. So there's definitely a rocket shop. Of course, we have to have those rocket shops. A thrift shop, huh? Bone blocks for a diamond for 2 stacks. Powered rails. No, thanks. Got plenty of the... Ooh. We got a spider and a witch over here. Let's get them. Oh, would you just die already? There we go. Die. Die. Okay, well, that was fun anyway. And we have a cat here. What? Zelda's kittens. Okay, so this is what Zelda was talking about a little bit ago. So, that's not ready yet. And of course this, which actually there's a bridge going into the rocket shop for once. Amazing. In the last map, you pretty much had to have rockets to be able to get rockets, so that didn't work too good. So, iRocket, coming soon. Not ready yet, but I do think I'm going to head back to the base area, and we'll take a look at what I've been working on there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to forego a couple of the farm things that I wanted to work on in this episode, because chances are we're going to be setting up that beacon. But it is quite a trek back to the base, even through the nether. So I gotta head back there, and I'll see you guys there. Back at the base, and a couple of things to look at. So first off, here we have the cow farm, and the cows are working great. Now, one thing that I didn't think about is this design does not work for any animal other than cows. So basically what happens is, with any other animal, because they're only 1 block tall, they just walk down into the bottom. So that doesn't work out too good. But we are getting quite a bit of other things out of this farm. So I'm going to go ahead and give these guys some wheat here real quick to feed them. But we are getting quite a bit of raw beef and leather out of that. And then also I've put some raw mutton and raw pork chops, as well as some wool that I've been getting off of killing sheep in that chest. But this works real good. All that we have to do is walk up here and feed these guys, and everything works out great. Now, one thing that I may do is try to max out the number of animals in this square, so that each breeding cycle gives a huge return. Now, there's 2 ways that I can do that. One way is to remove these signs and instead put a block in its place. Now, that will hold all of the babies into the top, and once we reach the maximum entity cramming limit, the adults will start to die, no problem. The other option is to remove the pressure plate and run a minecart in here to grab the animals off the bottom, take them around the top, and drop them in. Now, one thing about that idea is that we can pull babies up there, and until they're adults, they'll just walk back down and be picked up on the next cycle. So that's kind of an interesting idea, but I do think we want to max out that. Now, also, I'm down to 1 villager. I don't know what's been going on. My villagers were disappearing, so I got this guy out of his boat, put him in this little glass enclosure, so hopefully he won't disappear, but I'm going to have to figure out how to get another villager, whether it be through curing a zombie villager or seeing if I can buy one from somebody. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that works. Now, of course, I still have sheep here, which actually I think sheep would work in this farm, but I didn't even think about them as a possible option, because if you're going to shear sheep, they need grass. I think we'll worry about sheep in a different type of a setup. But that's what's going on in here. I don't know for sure how I want to decorate this thing. It's really blah at the moment. And another thing that I'm thinking, since we can really only do cows here, we could do either a chicken cooker on this side or just put in another cow breeder. I'm not sure which one I want to do there. I suppose I'll give that some thought later on. Now, another thing here is I just recently went through and harvested pretty much everything here in the garden. So I went through almost all of the wheat. You can see a little tiny area back there that I forgot to harvest. I went through the beetroot and I went through the carrots. Now I did not go through the potatoes for the main reason that we are going to be switching to eating cooked steak here soon. But yeah, I'm still going to have the potatoes there. We need the carrots for breeding pigs. But right now we don't really need the potatoes for anything. Now, a final thing here that happened while I was working on that is I came around here and I got shot by a skeleton. Now, I was trying to figure out what was going on when I saw these guys inside of my horse pen. So, I actually had one of the skeleton horse traps spawn inside of my horse pen. Inside of my horse pen. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen because I thought those spawned in water. I don't know. Maybe I've got the wrong information there, but having it spawn inside of this little tiny pen, I'm kind of dumbstruck by it. Now, these horses do really suck for hearts, but I haven't tried to see what they're like for speed. So let me grab a saddle here. And we'll find out what these guys are like for speed. Why did you throw me off? I don't know. Kind of slow. I don't think it's really worthwhile. But, whatever. I think what I'll do is I'll just leave them here for now. They might come in handy for something later on. They really don't fit what I'm looking for a look in the area. But I hate killing animals that might come in useful later on. So that's where I'm at. I need to find a location for that beacon, of course. And I might go and kill that wither. I don't know. But I do have a whole bunch of mending tools now. I'd like to go down into the bottom of the world and do a whole bunch of mining. So I'm going to figure out where that beacon is going to go, and I'll head down to the bottom of the world. So, yeah, I will see you guys after a little bit. Well, this is a bit unfortunate. I am just ever so slightly short on how many blocks I need to make a full-size beacon. Now, we do have an iron farm here on the server, but I'm sorry, I refuse to use it. I would prefer to go out and mine. And so this is all naturally mined iron. I've used a lot of it, and had I not used as much as I have, I probably would have enough. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my beacon with 3 tiers, and I'm going to mine for a little while. And hopefully that will get me enough to finish out the beacon, and then we can get our instamine. Now, of course, I have this pick here is just efficiency 4, but I do have some efficiency 5 pickaxes, and yeah, once we get that last tier of the beacon, we will be able to just annihilate this area down here, and that is not where I wanted you. But so I have set up a space here, and that was almost bad. Need to make sure that I get this torched up real good. So I've got this area set up to accept the beacon. I have made a tunnel going all the way to the top of the world, and we have glass at the top so we can't accidentally fall down through. But so I'm going to go ahead and set up this first beacon. We need stack plus 19 blocks for this first tier, so it's going to be 7 by 7, or I guess it's the 3rd tier beacon. But we need a 7 by 7 for the first layer, 5 by 5, then a 3 by 3, and then we'll go ahead and put our beacon on top of that, and that will give us, we can get, well, haste 1, which will speed us up a lot, but it won't give us instamine. So that is too bad. But we don't have a lot of iron to get anymore. So as you can see, I am really close. I need to get to 2 stacks plus 36 blocks in order to be able to do a full beacon. But we'll go ahead and set this up, so bring home the beacon. Yeah! So we're going to go ahead and put in an iron ingot. We're going to take haste. We can't quite get the haste 2 yet because we don't have a full beacon. So there we go. Now we have haste. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my efficiency 5 pickaxe. So we have an efficiency 5 silk touch pick here. So we'll go ahead and drop this guy actually back in here. And pick up the shulker box, drop that in here, and let's go ahead and do some mining. So I suppose what I want to do, something that I have never done, I am going to do a mining challenge. So what I'm going to do, I am going to mine for exactly 1/2 hour. I'll have to go and get some chests, or I guess I have some wood on me, but I'm going to mine for exactly 1/2 hour. Go ahead and leave down in the comments what you think I'm going to get in that half an hour, and then we'll take a look at what I get after I'm done. Well, we didn't do too bad on this mining challenge, so I just basically went out in this direction after making an initial tunnel from the beacon, and I managed to get quite a bit of stuff. I actually got almost 1.5 stacks of iron, 1.5 stacks of coal, 14 gold, which is surprising, 4 lapis, and 8 diamonds. As well, I guess, and 1.5 stacks of redstone. So this stuff I already had with me, but we also got quite a bit of stone, quite a bit of, miscellaneous blocks. So I think with that, if we combine in the ores that we have here, we may actually have enough to finish out the beacon. So I'm going to head back up to the top of the world, smelt down these ores, and hopefully we can make a full beacon. And like I said, exactly enough blocks to make a full beacon, and we have to finish it out with our expensive diamond and emerald blocks. But we have enough now. We have a full beacon. So we're going to place in a gold ingot because it's the only ingot that I have left. And for some reason this is... Okay, there we go. So now we can go haste and haste 2. Accept that, and here in just a bit we should get... There we go. We now have the haste 2. And we should be able to come down here and insta-mine. So it won't take me long at all to get a little bit of iron to be able to replace those gold, diamond, and emerald blocks. So yeah, a lot more mining again because I don't want to leave this stuff out for anybody to take. So I'm going to do a little bit more mining, and I'll see you guys after a little bit. So to finish out the episode today, first off, I forgot to mention I bought an elytra, but I went ahead and made up some firework rockets, and of course those are just paper and gunpowder. I used up every bit of gunpowder that I have. Almost made 3 stacks of rockets. But we're going to go ahead and put on this elytra, and we are going to go for a little bit of a fly around the base. So yeah, seeing this from the sky, very nice. So let's go ahead and fly up here just a little bit, get some altitude for us. And let's take a look as we fly in. Very nice. So we do have a lot of stuff still to build, and I am looking forward to some of the things that I'm planning out. But one last thing before we go. Since we have the elytra, we can get down here a lot quicker, and I will have to be setting up an item elevator as well as a drop tunnel here. But so if we just hit spacebar there, we can get down to the bottom quite a bit quicker. I don't have feather falling, so I had to be careful there. But we have a very large area mined out here, so this is where I started mining, and then I decided, you know what? I'm going to mine down to bedrock. So I started doing that, and we have a large area mined out down to bedrock. So, ow. So yeah, we've got tons and tons of smooth stone, cobblestone, redstone, coal. Haven't gotten a lot of diamonds, haven't gotten a lot of iron, but we're definitely getting plenty of other building resources. So honestly, I think we need to get some building done. So in the next episode, we'll look at some more building projects. If you guys have any ideas on things that you think would look good in kind of a steampunk type build, let me know. And yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. So if you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget about Patreon. The link is down in the description. And I will see you next time. Bye.